My dear students, as we are discussing something about reviewing the application form and resume, it is important to keep few points in mind. There are 10 key areas to focus on when reviewing an application or resume. Remember, my dear student, these areas are just guidelines. These are only guidelines. So you can focus on some other points which you can be considered as critical. Number 1. Scan the overall appearance of the application or resume. This is very important. Scan the overall appearance of the resume. The handwriting on application should be readable. If it is a handwritten application, it must be readable. And whether the resume is typed and printed or is submitted electronically, it must need to be representative in a better way. It should reflect resume writing guidelines in terms of organizing the information and highlighting key accomplishment. Dear students, there are some professional resume writings, and you should be aware of that what are different professional resume writing. So being a recruiter, being an interviewer, you need to keep those particular contents in mind when you are reviewing the resume. You need to mention that all the information are highlighting in a better way. All of the key accomplishment can be mentioned in a better way. The contents of the application and resume should be grammatically correct. Sometimes we are developing the resumes in a very casual manner, and we can put a lot of spelling and grammatical mistakes in the resume. It would give very bad impression to the interviewer and to the recruiter. So keep this thing in mind. Whenever you have to submit a resume, it must be without any mistake. Particularly, there should not be any spelling and grammatical mistakes. Number 2, very important, look for any blanks or omissions. This is easy with an application form or with a resume. Check to see that the basic information related to work and education has not been excluded. So all of the information, all of the basic information about your qualification and work experience must need to be mentioned in a clear manner. Make note of any missing data. If there are some missing data in the resume, make note of it. And so you can ask the applicant about it during the face-to-face interview. So it is not a good idea to write again to the applicant that why this information is missing. But keep that information on a diary, and when you are going to interview the particular candidate, you can ask very specific questions about those missing data. Some employment application forms are poorly designed, as are some are electronic resume formats. This can cause applicants to inventory overlook certain questions or categories. So, or it may be that an applicant purposely omitted certain information. So, it is not always the fault of an applicant that he missed information. Sometimes the company, the organization, designed the application form in a poor manner that he would not be able to put all the information in a clear way. So, you have to keep this thing in mind, whether it is a mistake or whether it is a deliberate missing or omission of the information, or whether these information would be omitted because of a poor design of the application form. Number 3, review the applicant's work history and make a note of any time gaps between job. If an applicant indicates that he took some time off between jobs to travel, make a note of it. Sometimes people may take gap. For example, one of my BBA honors student, she is in the final year. I just asked a question from her that what she would do after her BBA honors. And she said that, sir, I would take a break for a couple of years. I would work in a corporate sector. I would gain some of the experience. And then I would go for MPhil or MBA in the later stages. So such kind of gaps can be happened in the candidate's biodata. So you need to ask from them in the interview. Be careful not to pass judgment, deciding that this was a playful and irresponsible pursuit. It is not a good idea to pass judgment. Number 4, consider any overlaps in time. Sometimes it happens that person is working and the person is also studying. For example, the dates on an application may show that the applicant was attending school and working at the same time. It can be happen. There is no problem in it. Of course, this is possible. But not if the school happens to be in Karachi and the job was in Lahore. unless it is a distance learning program. But if the school is in Karachi and the person is doing job in Lahore, it means he is not justifying the job, or he is not justifying the qualification he got during this particular period. Even if the locations are consistent, you need to verify the accuracy of the dates as well. And number 5, make a note of any other inconsistencies. There can be inconsistencies. To illustrate, say there's an applicant with an extensive educational background who has been employed in a series of non-exempt jobs. So this may be because she has a degree in a highly specialized field and cannot find suitable work. Sometimes you are a doctor, but you cannot find a job of a doctor, so you can work something else during that period. Or it may be that her educational credentials are misrepresented. So you have to see the inconsistencies in different jobs whenever you are preparing an interview and you are reviewing the application forms or resume for the preparation of the interview.